there appears to have been some kind of a consensus as far as the GST Council is concerned to reduce GST tax on all COVID-related goods, vaccines and drugs. Sunil Prabhu joins us with the very latest. Sunil, the exact nature of this reduction, when will it be known?
Well, later this evening, just before the press conference, when they will take agenda items one by one, clause by clause. But there's a broad consensus, and I've been speaking to people who are attending the GST Council when it broke for lunch, that they have agreed in principle for the reduction. Like, for example, you're talking about vaccines. The proposal was 5%. It's to be brought down to 0%. The input tax might be marginal, so that to ensure that it is the manufacturer and everybody else gets credit. As well, and there's a whole list of goods which have been listed, and all of them there will be a drastic reduction in those details. So we'll wait for that, clause by clause consideration of the GST Council, which will take place later. But there's a broad consensus on that. What's also interesting is two more aspects. One, of course, relates to small states like Sikkim, who had wanted to add a cess of 1%. In the pharmaceutical as well as power sector, because they want to increase revenue. There's been a shortfall for them, and while there's been a broad agreement by states, they have left it to a group of ministers to take a decision on this entire matter. But definitely that shows that smaller states can take certain steps to have the GST Council increased to be able to make good the shortfall. The other point, of course, is about the compensation and how do they go about it, because this is something that is the crux of the matter. This was an assurance, a solemn assurance, and it's also in the constitutional amendment of the GST Act, where it promised states to be compensated if for any shortfall for the first 5 years. And of course, now that states are demanding it to be increased further. It's in that backdrop that they have given 2 or 3 formulations, and ultimately we'll have to wait and see what exactly will be acceptable for the center and the state to ensure that their compensation, there has been a huge shortfall because of COVID-related issues. How are they going to meet that expense, and how are they going to compensate states who lose out in the GST implementation?
All right, Sunil, appreciate you for joining us with the very latest. We'll keep a close watch on those developments to monitor what really are the finer modalities of the GST relief that is going to be given.